Hello, and welcome back to Movie Monday. It's only been a week since the last one. How amazing. So today we watched the movie that none of us have seen at all, which was When Marnie Was There.
It's also I think, only film on this list that is, yeah, it is the only film on this list that Miyazaki did not take any part in.
Right, yeah.
It's just a Studio Ghibli film. Um, where do I start? Okay, the visuals are very nice.
Yeah.
It was definitely something coming from like Castle in the Sky to this movie, because this movie came out like
More recently.
way more recently.
30 years later almost, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 at least, yeah.
Yeah. It definitely is more grounded than Castle in the Sky.
A little bit.
Is it? Well, grounded in the sense that it takes place in like modern day,
Yeah.
as opposed to a fantasy place. That's sad.
There is something strange, and not even Wikipedia could tell us what that was.
Well, okay, so, we all had the same reaction when we were done, and it was like, we feel like we missed something.
So we decided to go to Wikipedia, thinking that maybe somehow all three of us just missed it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out Wikipedia did not have our...
Because again, it's like, I can understand, like, I read Wikipedia, I'm like, yeah, I understood the plot, I get, like, the point, but, like, I guess, like, the actual, like, how the movie treated the story, especially by the end, as this, like, big emotional revelation or whatever, and I'm just like, I mean, I guess, sure. I don't know, it was like, I didn't get the impact of apparently what it was supposed to be an impact of.
There was, I think, part of it. Okay, spoilers.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to talk about this movie without spoilers.
I don't even know like how we're going to rate it. So put a pin in that.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Just figure it out on your own. We're just gonna talk about spoilers now because this movie's hella gay.
Yeah.
But also,
even before that, so the reason I think we're all very confused about this is as Valen put it, the way that they portray the story. Because when you read the Wikipedia page, it's a very straightforward story.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool, I get it. This is how she kind of finds out where her, and I guess technically her ancestral home is.
Right.
And stuff. Cool. And she learns about, like, she finds out that the house that she's, like, mesmerized by was her grandmother's house. Okay, cool. I see the logic in this. This is great. We're getting somewhere. But when you watch the movie, they make it so that there's, like, there's, like, dreams, and then there's, like, flashbacks, but you don't really know if they're flashbacks because it's kind of like, is this a dream? No, but then she's like fainted on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Why is she fainted on the side of the road?
Mm-hmm.
Because of those things, there are only three ways that this could be. One is that she's been fucking sleepwalking all over this damn town. Two, she's been having extremely intense psychosis, again, in this entire goddamn town. Or three, she's being fucking haunted by her grandmother.
Yeah,
well, even then, it's like, it still doesn't really make sense.
Nothing makes sense. And they don't say, like, if they had at least said, okay, these all take place not in real life, fine. Or like, yes, she has some issues with sleepwalking. Okay, that might make more sense. They don't give any explanation as to why she looks dead on the side of the road sometimes after these psychoses.
Because, like, okay, I saw it, and I thought how it was going was that, like, because, like, how when she meets the girl who's, like, moving into the house,
yeah,
she literally says, like, that she made Marty up or whatever. And so I was like, okay, so it's basically kind of like an imaginary friend kind of situation, right? It's like helping her cope. And so all the stuff that she's doing, she is like doing stuff, you know, out in the world. It's just she's doing it by herself, right? Which is kind of weird, but like whatever, right? But and like for example, the fact that like when she was like going up to the silo or whatever, but then the girl like called out to her, then she turned around and Marnie was gone or whatever, you know. So it's stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that seems to imply that's what it is. but the fact that Marnie was like an actual person in like who did exist is like, wait, then you couldn't have just like imagined her out of nowhere. So is it therefore she is a ghost?
I don't know.
Because the thing is like, okay, so the grandmother told her stories of her childhood and whatever, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but how is she getting this play-by-play images of all of these things that apparently that she was told and stuff? And then I'm like, okay, that's I think the confusing thing is the way that the movie portrays it. It really doesn't really give you much answers, and you're kind of left on a loop as to what is going on until the very end, where they kind of just were like, oh, here, let's slap something here. This is what happened. It was her grandmother this whole time. And then now you can talk about the thing you were going on. The other confusing thing is...
This movie is very gay. Very, very gay. Like, they declare their love for each other.
Yeah.
But you falling in love with your grandmother?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So, Anna was in love. I'm not alone on that, am I?
It seemed quite implied. Yeah. I mean, you can okay, so how the movie is portrayed, it seems that Anna is supposed to take the place of Kazuhiko, who was the guy.
Yeah,
Marnie, her grandfather. So Marnie, I guess, was under the impression that this was Kazuhiko, aka Anna. Anna did not know, because she didn't find out until the end of the movie that it was her grandmother. So it's like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, and because I don't know, maybe I was like thinking too much into this, but especially the beginning where she's talking about how like she hates herself and stuff like that. Like my immediate thought was it was like a gender thing, because like you know, Anna like doesn't, she doesn't really look super feminine, right? Yeah, and so I'm like, are they trying to go that route or like or that? And I'm like, so, but that was like never gone into specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess not. So I don't know.
No, I had the same impression because it got to like, I think what it was like when she found herself on the boat and then she was so it was like when Marnie asked her the question and then she, I guess, see, that was another thing that I found very confusing. Like, was that a dream? Was it not a dream? Because she like lost herself or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so she like is like, Marnie, I love you so much and everything, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is maybe what's happening. She's realized that she's a lesbian, or at least
she's either a lesbian or she's transgender or she's both.
Or
we don't know. That could have been neat.
Yeah, or something like that. Okay, I see how it's going. I still don't. She's in love with a ghost, and I thought that was where it was going. It was like she's realized what her sexuality is through the ghost and stuff. No, that's not how the movie went. And
why did it get so weird?
Yeah, but then and then like because it's talking like and when the artist lady is talking about the sad story of Marnie, and it's like, yeah, I mean, like, I guess it's kind of sad, but like how it's described, it comes off as very much like Wikipedia plot summary, so like it's not really told in a sad way. It's just like, this happened, it sucked, and it's like, okay, like I don't know. It doesn't...
Like the beginning of Hisako's story, I was just like, was Hisako the one in love with Marnie? It was so confusing.
I was like, I feel like it would have been a more interesting story if it's like, okay, if this was based off of a book. None of us have read the book. So I'm assuming that maybe, I feel like if we read the book, it probably would have made more sense.
Or it might not.
Who knows? But I feel like if the story visually, maybe it would have, this probably is going to butcher the story, but if it was going to be told, I feel like it should have been like, it started off with Anna, right? Mm-hmm. And then she finds the house, and as she's going through the house, she finds the diary, and she like reads the diary, and then she has the dreams.
Right.
She has the dreams and everything, and while she's having the dreams, she also gets like instances of her grandmother and stuff like that. So it's like, is this my grandmother? But So it's kind of like it puts in that perspective, so you're not left grasping for straws. Like, is this supposed to be a coming out story? Is this supposed to be like is this a ghost story? What is this supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm not even sure like who to not blame per se, but who like made the movie so confusing. Because is this the book's fault? Is this like the screenplay's fault? Is it the director's fault? I don't know.
I think this is probably the most confusing Ghibli film I've ever seen thus far.
But like it shouldn't be though.
It should not be. Like the Wikipedia, like we said, the Wikipedia summary is extremely straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then watching the movie, you're just like, what?
Because like is going actually watching it as all the stuff that you don't get in the Wikipedia summary, like the fact that it seems like Anna falls in love with Marnie.
Yeah.
Or like the fact that she kind of like is going to all these places and is getting haunted, but then not haunted, but then
she looks dead on the side of the road.
But then sometimes she's dreaming, and then sometimes she's not dreaming. I don't know. This is a very weird film.
Yeah. And like, again, like it looks nice, and there's definitely some like,
nice.
Again, individual scenes can actually be pretty good, especially with the emotion in it. But again, as a whole, it's just kind of like, again, because honestly, like about, I don't know, halfway to 2/3 in, I was like, okay, I can see where this is going, and I think it overall is doing a pretty good job. But then, how everything like resolves, I just came away feeling like, like it didn't like ruin it.
It would have been more simple if she just fell in love with a ghost.
Yes, it would have. Which is weird to say.
Honestly, that was where I thought it was going, and then it's like, oh, I have to leave you now because I'm just like when she was like, I have to say goodbye now. I was like, oh, the ghost is disappearing, and now Anna has to like figure out how she wants to proceed with this. No, we actually don't know why she disappeared either. I don't know why that was a thing that happened as well.
Why are there so many plot holes?
I don't know why that scene also confused me, because if it's not the ghost thing, then I don't know why she had to say goodbye, unless that...
Like, was she just haunting her granddaughter for the past 10 years? Low key?
I guess not. I don't know. Yeah.
I almost want to read the summary of the novel to see if it makes any more sense somehow, but I don't know. Apparently, maybe it'll just simplify it even more. It's like, Anna goes somewhere and meets a girl, and then she finds out that her grandmother died and was from that area.
I don't know.
Like everyone has said, this is a very visually pretty and beautiful.
This is not Miyazaki's fault.
Yeah. But it's very... If you go in, even with the Wikipedia summary, I think they'll still be kind of confused. So just keep that in mind. How are we going to rank this?
I don't know.
Like, it's not going to be, like, less than 5.
No, definitely not.
But, yeah, I could see the argument that, like, this could be, like, an 8, or it could be, like, a 5.
Yeah.
After Castle in the Sky, this was such a letdown.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if a letdown per se, but it was just very perplexing. I think perplexing is the right word.
Yeah, it's weird.
I feel like
I kind of know what I want to give it.
Okay, well then give it.
I'll probably give it a 6. Like, I followed it until, like, until some ways through, and then I was like, okay. But I think me just not being able to figure out why she kept passing out on the side of the road was, like, distracting me. And then I was just like, okay, she's in love with this girl. What is the weird thing that's gonna happen? I did not expect it to be this. I just feel like someone should have made the plot a little bit less, like, make it more straightforward, like the summary, and not add some of the weird things that made it weird. I don't know.
I'll probably also give it a 6. Visually, it's very beautiful and everything. And I think, like, the plot was there. And Anna, she's 12 years old.
She's 12. She's at 12. A very hard age.
Yeah, she's at a hard age. You kind of get it and stuff. I had gasped at one point when she called someone a fat pig.
Yeah, that was not cool, but I guess, again, she acts her age.
Yeah, and she apologized for it, at least at the end. But, yeah, I think the ending is going to leave me very confused for a very long time.
Yeah, I was basically going between a 6 or a 7, trying to think of how I felt. And again, like, I feel like, yeah, maybe on a good day it'd be more lenient, but I just kind of don't feel that great today anyway. So yeah, I'll give it a 6.
It's. I guess if anyone wants to watch the film, maybe you'll find the thing that we've missed somehow.
It somehow ties everything together perfectly and makes it all work out.
Please tell us what hurt, because the asthma evidently was not the reason why she was like collapsing on the side of the road, sleeping in weird places. Like, I was like, is the asthma? No, asthma doesn't cause you.
No, that is not how that works.
What do you know?
I have asthma.
That was the joke. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like it was kind of a letdown because I was the one who put it on the list. I was like, oh, okay, I heard like this is kind of sad and pretty good, and I was like, why? What? She fell in love with her grandma? Excuse me?
Maybe she still came out of the closet. Who knows?
The closet of incest. Different closet.
Okay, well.
What an end note to end this on.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, okay. We have to talk about the next film on the list.
Yes.
Which we now get to my picks. So the movie that I picked is actually one that I watched a lot as a kid, and I haven't watched it recently, but I remember really loving it as a kid, which is Kiki's Delivery Service.
I promise it's more normal.
It involves a witch, like an actual witch.
I have not seen this. I know that it exists, obviously, but like,
yeah.
I know I used to see like ads for it on TV. I remembered that, but I don't. Or maybe was it TV or was it like? Because like, you know, when you would like buy VHSs or whatever, there's often like ads. It might have been in the VHS ad instead. I don't. Anyway, it was around. I've seen advertisements for it at the time, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know anything about the specifics of the story.
I had actually watched it on. I guess, did either of you have Toon Disney?
No.
At some point.
Maybe that's why. So on Toon Disney, they used to have this thing called like, on Friday nights, it would be movie nights and stuff, and they would show like a film. So Kiki's Delivery Service would get shown, along with Land Before Time, actually.
Oh.
And stuff like that, and Secret of Nim, and all those other stuff. So in any case, I used to watch it on that, and it was the dub and stuff, the Disney dub. So I was like, that was where I mainly watched it, and then I haven't seen it in maybe 15 years or something like that, or a long, long time. So this will be, I'm excited. I've heard, apparently it's getting a very big, I've heard like a lot of people like bring it up and stuff because of like the themes of the movie and stuff. So I'm curious to see how I feel about it now, especially as an adult and stuff.
Not Kiki's age anymore.
Not Kiki's age anymore. Well, I don't, yeah, not Kiki's age anymore.
Is there a cat in this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say, I'm like, that's like, I feel like I remember a cat.
There is a cat.
Okay.
His name is Gigi.
Okay, that's all I know.
That's not a spoiler. You meet him in like the first few minutes of the movie. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's for next Monday.
Yes, and I promise it's not as confusing.
Yeah.
I promise.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.